What's up, Norberg Nation? How's it going? As I've gone through the years of racing and progressed through the sport, there are many things that I've learned mentally that have helped me better prepare myself for races. These things have taken years to learn. These things I've learned through trial and error, and after having a bunch of success and a bunch of failure, I've been able to figure out some ways that have helped me prep myself mentally for every race. These tricks that I have been able to give me a champion's mentality going into every race. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys some insight on how to have a champion's mentality. But before we get into that, we have to talk about today's sponsor, which is Group A. Group A is an Action Spirits apparel brand that sits on the intersection of functional fitness and adrenaline sports. Group A is committed to helping you look good at the racetrack and at home. To show their support for the channel, Group A wants to do a giveaway with my lucky subscribers. So one of you subscribers will win some amazing apparel from Group A if you, 1, subscribe to the channel, 2, follow Group A on Instagram, and then 3, comment down below your Instagram handle. We're not looking for the perfect line. We don't fight for points. We don't waste time. We live to get radical. Fall down 9 times, stand up 10. We hold ourselves accountable. We change the grid. Everything moves in cycles, slows down to speed up. You are here, a group within a group, Group A. So once again, thank you Group A for sponsoring this video. So make sure to check out their website and pick up some of their awesome apparel. So the first step to having a champion's mentality is to look the part. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and buy a $5,000 helmet and have all the newest racing shoes, carts, or whatever. I'm saying you need to show up to the grid like a champion. What that means is to walk up to the grid, walk up to each session with your shoulders back and your head up. Have confidence in yourself and your abilities to go compete as a racer. When I grew up in karting, my dad always told me that you need to look the part first before you can be the part. And you know, that didn't make a lot of sense to me until later in my career when I realized that there's a big difference between the drivers who walk up to the grid with confidence versus drivers that don't. Early in my career, I'd always walk up kind of scared, kind of hesitant because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't think I could win the races, and I know my competitors knew that. Because I didn't walk up with confidence and I wasn't owning the situation, I was not only convincing my competition that I'd be easy to beat, but I was convincing myself that I was going to lose this race. And that's the biggest thing about this. You're not just convincing your competition that you're a threat, you need to convince yourself that you're a threat to your competition. If you walk up to the grid without confidence and your head down, you're just telling yourself that you don't have it. The biggest part about being a champion is understanding that you are there to win the race. So to have a champion's mentality, you need to look the part first. You need to convince yourself that you're a champion. You need to walk up to the grid with ownership. Understand that this is your racetrack and you're going to take this win. Even when you're not feeling the best, always try to show that you're on top and that regardless of the situation, you have it all under control. So walk to the grid with ownership. Understand that this is your racetrack. Now, the next thing to having a champion's mentality is to visualize yourself winning races. Something that I was always told growing up is that it takes confidence to win races. But then I also realized that the only way to gain confidence was to win races. So after I followed this circular reasoning around a few times, I realized that I needed to figure out a way to gain confidence before I won races. Then I found out about the most important tool every driver has, and that's visualization. This is so important because it allows you to complete things that you have never done in your life. When I talk about visualization, I've spoken on it a few times before, I want you guys to visualize yourself crossing the line first. I want you guys to put pressure on yourself and imagine that you're in a last lap battle with another driver and you have to make that pass for the win. Imagine the pressure that feels. Imagine what you're going to do in that situation. And then imagine yourself crossing the line as the winner. If you struggle to do that, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that situation in a race. Racing is decided by split-second decisions. If you hesitate at all to take that opportunity given to you, you will lose the race. You need to be willing to go after things regardless of the situation. And the only way to do that is to visualize yourself in that situation before it happens. Because if you visualize yourself doing it, this isn't going to be the first time you've taken advantage of this opportunity. You've already done it in your head, so you're comfortable and willing to take that pass. So picture yourself checking out on the field. Do lap after lap, thinking about the drivers behind you, and if you make a mistake, they're going to be right on your bumper again. Think about being in second and running down the leader and having one lap to get that pass done. They're blocking, but you've got to try and find a way by. Visualize yourself doing all of these things. And then again, remember yourself coming across the finish line first and try and imagine that feeling. I'm telling you, out of all the things that I've ever done in my karting career, this has helped me the most. This is something I still use every race that I go to. After every night, I sit and visualize myself driving the racetrack, passing drivers, coming across the line first. It just helps you calm yourself down and better prepares you for the race at hand. So just like going out for practice is super important, visualizing yourself driving and completing these passes and winning races is equally as important. So make sure to set aside time to visualize yourself winning races. This helps give you that champion's mentality, that edge that you need on all of your competition. And the last thing I have to having a champion's mentality is to never be satisfied. After I won my first SKUSA Pro Tour Championship, a few weeks later, the final points were posted. I remember looking at them and then texting my mechanic, hey, we didn't even have to show up to one of the races and we still would have won the championship. Here I was happy with my results, and then my mechanic responded, it doesn't matter, you finished 8th in your last race and I don't understand how you're happy with that. And at that moment I realized you're only as good as your last race. Here I was excited that I had finished 8th in a race just because I had secured a championship, when in reality I was just becoming satisfied. I was just happy with the results I had. I wasn't pushing to become a better driver. I was happy I had won it and finally won the championship that I was going after. But I was satisfied. I was complicit with finishing 8th in a race. And ever since then, I've always tried to push and get faster on the racetrack every session. Another time this happened to me was I was at a small race with about 8 guys in my class. Going into qualifying, I was about 5/10 faster than the next fastest driver. I wasn't taking anything really seriously, and I was just going out there and trying to have fun. Once we went out for qualifying, I came back in and I had qualified 6 of 8 drivers. I was about a half second off the pace. And at that moment, again, I was hit with the realization that I can never be satisfied out on the racetrack. There's always somebody who's going to be gunning for you and going to be trying to go faster than you. You have to always be pushing yourself to the limit every single time you're on the racetrack. If you go out for a practice session and you're a half-tenth faster than the second place driver, wonder why it couldn't have been a tenth. Wonder why it couldn't have been 2 tenths. Every time I come in off the racetrack and I'm in first, I want to be first by an even larger margin. I try to never be satisfied with just being first. If I win a race, I want to have won it by a larger margin. If I had to battle with another driver the whole race, the next race I go out, I don't want to have to battle with anybody. I just want to check out on the field. If you have this mentality when you're racing, you will always be building yourself as a driver. You'll always be getting better and getting that edge on your competition. Without evolving your style and evolving your driving, you're going to fall behind the rest of the field. There's always somebody that wants to beat you and wants that title. So to be a champion and to keep proving yourself on the highest level of racing, you have to keep trying to get better. You can never be satisfied. So that's it. Hopefully this helped you guys gain that edge on your competition. If you take these things to heart and you truly try to apply these things to your racing career, you will get that champion's mentality. You'll be able to prove yourself on the racetrack and you'll start winning races and winning championships. Take it step by step and grow yourself as a driver. But it all starts with having the right mentality when you go to the racetrack. So walk up to the grid with some ownership. Visualize yourself winning and then never be satisfied with a good result. Always be pushing for more and more. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. That's where I post a lot of awesome racing content as well. Once again, I want to say a big thank you to Group A for sponsoring this video. Make sure you enter that giveaway and also go check out their website to pick up some cool racing apparel. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.